The important work of the Center for International Human Rights spans everything from representation of real clients before real courts and tribunals, both domestically and internationally, to representing clients who are in detention centers and prisons in foreign countries such as Malawi.
I went with Sandra Babcock and a team of students on an Access to Justice project in Malawi. And we interviewed all of the men and women on death row in Malawian prisons, as well as all of the men and women who had been sentenced to death and had their sentences commuted to life. That was a total of approximately 200 people. I was the only lawyer that some of these men had ever spent more than 5 minutes with in their entire lives.
This is serious business. It's very important stuff, and it has a historical context that will blow your mind away, because we're going before tribunals and courts to look at human rights abuses that define the nature of our time and that have a long historical background to them.
If you're interested in human rights, if you're interested in moving forward these ideas, the things that you can do are really limitless. And it basically depends on having a will and making the connections and being willing to go someplace you haven't been before, whether that's figurative or whether it's literal, and going to Africa and saying, I see that there's a problem, but I'm an outsider and I want to see who the insiders are here that I can help in any way that I can.
We also do a whole range of other projects, undertaking legal research that is then turned into motions and briefs that are filed with various international tribunals as well as domestic federal courts. And it also extends to projects that focus very specifically on one international tribunal at a time.
It's a really impressive group of professors too. They've done incredible things. They've argued cases in front of the International Court of Justice, in front of the Supreme Court, former ambassador at large for war crimes, and they have all of these experiences that you can tap into and hear more about and learn from. And I'm in international criminal law with Professor Scheffer, and he drafted the Rome Statute, as the U.S. delegate, and so that kind of experience I feel like I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else.
I think human rights advocacy has a powerful effect on the person who's doing it, and that has a ripple effect within the community and within the profession. I chose to get into human rights advocacy because I was working in the corporate world and it wasn't meaningful enough for me. And I don't think that it's easy for people to understand the transformation that happens in a person when you actually make that leap.
I think for us it's just really special to see where we can help, just to see where we can kind of tag on to their mission and help them do what they need to do to make it better.